to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll discuss how Visa is betting on on-chain banking. Welcome back to CoinDesk's Public Keys at the New York Stock Exchange. Visa just announced a partnership with WeFi to bring stablecoin payments to its global network, bridging DeFi and traditional banking infrastructure. Joining me now is one of WeFi's co-founders, Reeve Collins, who also co-founded Tether. Hey, Reeve.
Hello. Great to be here.
Thanks for joining us. Now, just lay a foundation for us and for the audience. Talk to me about what WeFi's building and what the Visa partnership will enable.
Yes, WeFi is taking a new approach. We're building infrastructure that will actually merge these two systems. So the traditional financial system, the blockchain ecosystem. Years ago, I brought the stablecoin to market, and now money's formatted to work on the blockchain. Now it's time that the two systems themselves work together. So the end result is you're going to have fiat currency and stablecoins all working in one account. No more switching back and forth.
Talk to me about a use case here for folks who use Visa, or for the end user. What does this enable? What looks different?
Well, WeFi is the infrastructure below. And so right now, the goal is to provide access to world-class financial services. If you live in the developed nation, we have pretty good financial services. But for the underbanked around the world, they've all started leaning into cryptocurrency solutions and stablecoins. And now it's merging the two. So it's bringing the infrastructure, like upgrading the global infrastructure, so the rest of the world can actually transact both with their fiat or their local currency, as well as cryptocurrencies, all within the same account. The goal is to blur the lines, because at the end of the day, all that people care about is making a transaction. They don't care if it's crypto or if it's a dollar or if it's their local currency. They just want the transaction done in the currency they want. So now WeFi is bringing that infrastructure to the masses.
Now, I know the regions that this is launching in are Europe, Asia, and Latin America. We are talking about bringing financial services to the underbanked. But I think what we don't talk enough about is there is a large population of underbanked folks in developed nations, just like the United States. Are you looking at that community in developed nations?
Absolutely. But what WeFi really is, it's the technology infrastructure. So we enable local partners, so regulated local banks or various financial services in those local countries, to use our technology to make their services much more seamless, to bring crypto services and crypto rails to the products that they offer. So we're not really going after the end consumer. We're there to provide the technology to the banks and to the companies that already have those relationships.
Right. So you're providing the technology to create that solution that can be brought to fruition, I guess, through a Visa, let's say.
Yes, and Visa helps us really close that last mile. So you hear a lot about partnerships with Visa, and most crypto companies really is around issuing a Visa card. But for us, this is about integrating a new type of account, one that works across crypto and fiat, that's directly plugged into the Visa ecosystem. So it just makes all of the things that go on behind the scenes much more efficient. You don't need to do all of the different exchanges, and it compresses the fees, and it makes the time to do transactions much quicker and easier for the end user.
Reeve, on this show, we cover crypto in the public markets, and stablecoins is a big driver of that, right? You're one of the co-founders of Tether. I mean, when you were co-founding Tether, did you think that so much progress would have been made in such little time?
Well, I mean, it's been about 12 years, 13 years. So it's still taken a bit of time, but we did. And the reason why that the concept made so much sense, it's because it's light years ahead. The ability to create global access to the dollar and to enable you to transact globally, instantly, and for free is so significantly better than the traditional financial infrastructure that, yes, I believe all currencies and all kind of transactions will flow into this new world where crypto rails and traditional rails are merged. And stablecoins is just fiat formatted to work on that new rail. So yes, did I think that this new type of technology is going to take over? Absolutely, because it's just such a giant leap that it's inevitable.
Now, regulators in every different jurisdiction are working out rules for stablecoin payments. It might not affect you so much on the infrastructure side, but just coming from your background, how are you watching the regulatory developments, and how are you watching, I guess, the fracture of regulation between different jurisdictions?
Look, it's a great question. And the fact that this is such a hot topic right now in itself is amazing, because it's enabling the very large institutional players, the ones that have trillions of dollars in the traditional system, to see a path and create a way forward to move that money onto a blockchain. And they want to do that because once they do that, it makes their own infrastructure more efficient. So everyone's pushing for the regulation to happen. And now the tension that you're talking about is that some of the incumbents are saying, oh, if we offer stable coins, if we offer a materially better product to our consumers where they get more yield, well, then we'll have flight risk and deposit risk, and it will shake. It will kind of make what we have unstable. So they're trying to prevent that. So here's my take on that. They can slow it down, and they might even win right now. They might say no yield on stablecoins, but it's not going to be that way forever because it's such a better product and it's progress, and they can't stop it forever because consumers will demand it, and entrepreneurs will figure out a way around whatever that regulation is to ensure that their consumers get the benefit of this new technology.
I think you're right. I think I've had a lot of guests on the show that agree with you. But talk to me a little bit about this piece. You know, we have regulators working on legislation in the United States. We have a different piece of legislation in Canada that looks different than what's going on in Europe, and then countries in the Asia Pacific region. What does that mean when we're talking about a global payment system? You know, the challenges that stablecoins solve really are global challenges. Do you think that that fractured regulation almost slows down progress as we move forward?
It will slow it down, but let's take it up to the top level. At the end of the day, a consumer wants to make a transaction, either within its own country or cross-border. And we're going to have the technology that all that complexity, which is, well, there's a regulation in the United States, a different one in Canada, a different one in Europe. That's all going to be behind the scenes. And the transaction will all be handled automatically. Because let's say you want to send $1,000 to someone in a different country, and it has to route through these different paths to get there. That's, again, all done behind the scenes. A lot of it will be done by AI, and the switching costs will be so minimal that at the end of the day, you will have a very efficient way to do a transaction much quicker and more profitable for you or cheaper for you than ever before. And so, yes, those regulations make things more complicated, but it's nothing that can't be overcome.
All right, Reeve, the last question I have for you is, why do we need so many stable coins? Do you think we're going to see a consolidation as we move forward?
No, actually, I think quite the opposite. I believe that every large ecosystem and institution is going to issue its own currency. It's going to have its own brand of currency for its ecosystem because it's going to give more benefits to the people who are participating in whatever that business is, and more benefits to the issuer, to that company. And the switching cost between one stablecoin to another is going to be instant and almost free. And so it'll be handled programmatically through AI, so it won't matter. And therefore, there'll be tons of currencies, but it still won't impact the end user's experience. It will actually make it better.
Reeve, thank you so much for joining the show. It was a pleasure having you on.
Thank you very much. Great to be here.
That was Reeve Collins, co-founder of Tether and WeFi. All right, that's it for this episode of CoinDesk's Public Keys at the New York Stock Exchange. I'm Jennifer Sanasi. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll discuss how Visa is betting on on-chain banking. Welcome back to CoinDesk's Public Keys at the New York Stock Exchange. Visa just announced a partnership with WeFi to bring stablecoin payments to its global network, bridging DeFi and traditional banking infrastructure. Joining me now is one of WeFi's co-founders, Reeve Collins, who also co-founded Tether. Hey, Reeve.
Hello. Great to be here.
Thanks for joining us.
좋아요와 구독 부탁드립니다.